Good afternoon, children. Welcome back to your online classes. I hope you are all very safe and happy with your parents by staying in home. In your previous class, we have discussed the concept related to the magnetic effect of electric current. So, in that, we have discussed the meaning of magnetic field. The region around a magnet where the force of attraction or repulsion can be detected is called as magnetic field, and this can be detected by using the magnetic compass. And also we have learned the properties of magnetic field lines. That means the magnetic field lines emerge at the north pole and merge at the south pole. The magnetic field lines are closer at the poles and they do not intersect each other. And the very next important concept we have discussed that if a conductor carrying current, if the direction of the current is from north to south, the deflection of the magnetic needle is towards east. If we reverse, that means if the direction of current is from south to north, the deflection of the needle is towards west. And the very important right hand thumb rule is also discussed. It is used to find out the direction of magnetic field around a conductor. It states that if a current carrying conductor is held at the right hand such that the thumb points in the direction of current, then the fingers wrapped around the conductor shows the direction of magnetic field. So today in this class we need to discuss the next important concept. It is the magnetic field due to a current through a circular loop. So in this diagram you are able to see that this is the battery switch and this is called as connecting wire or a conductor. If we pass the current in the circular form, the magnetic field produced is in the form of concentric circles. See here in this diagram you are able to see the magnetic field produced, it is always in terms of concentric circles. And these circles, if we move from the center, if you are going away from this center, the concentric circles also goes on moving away from the center and becomes as a straight line. That means towards the center the arcs of the circles becomes larger and larger and appears as the center. So this is called as magnetic field due to a current through a circular loop. And the next concept, it is the magnetic field due to a current in a solenoid. So before going to study the magnetic field in the solenoid, we have to know the meaning of solenoid. A solenoid is a circular coil of wire. For example, imagine that this is the wooden cardboard and the copper wire is wound around the surface of this wooden cardboard in the form of a circle shape. So this is called a solenoid. A solenoid is a circular coil of wire in the shape of the cylinder. So whenever a current flows through this solenoid, for example, if the current is flowing is this solenoid, it behaves as a magnet. For example, so this is the schematic representation of this solenoid. So these are the copper wire which is wound in the form of cylinder. So as soon as if we pass the current, it behaves as a magnet. It is having two magnet poles. One is the north pole, another one it is the south pole. Here also you can draw. And then whatever the magnetic field produced by the solenoid, so here whatever the magnetic field is produced by passing the current is same as the magnetic field produced by the bar magnet. And one more important here, in the solenoid the magnetic field produced is always same in all points, hence it is called as uniform magnetic field. So the magnetic field is produced by the solenoid is always uniform magnetic field because it is same in all places of the solenoid. And how this magnetic field varies, that means how it increases or how it decreases, it depends upon the strength of the current. So if we pass the more strength of the current, and these are called as turnings, number of turnings. If we increase the turns of the coil, if we increase the current, the magnetic field produced will be higher. If we decrease the quantity of current, and if we decrease this turns also, the magnetic field produced is also decreases. This is called as solenoid. And after this, the very next important concept, it is the electromagnet. So often and often you may heard the term electromagnet, whether it is in the manufacturing of TV, a radio, or a refrigerator, or a mouthpiece. That means audio info, whatever the phones we are using for audio information purposes. So electromagnet, it's a magnet, a strong magnetic field can be a strong magnetic field inside a solenoid. So before this only you have heard that a solenoid is a cylindrical shape of copper turnings. So that means whatever the magnetic field produced by this solenoid is used to magnetize a piece of soft iron into the magnet. Such a magnet it is called as electromagnet. So that means imagine that this is the solenoid and this is a soft iron material. So whenever a soft iron material is placed inside this solenoid, the iron material acts as the magnet, and this magnet it is called as electromagnet. That means if an electric current is passed through a wire wound around a piece of iron, it behaves like a magnet. So one more examples also they given here. So this, imagine that this is the iron nail and the copper wire which is wound around this iron nail and pass the electric current. As soon as if we pass the electric current, this iron material acts as the magnet, and the magnet so obtained is also called as an electromagnet. So keep in mind, a solenoid can be used to magnetize a piece of soft iron material into a magnet, and the magnets so obtained from these two methods are called as electromagnets. And after this, the very important concept, it is the force on a conductor carrying current in a magnetic field. So this is an activity to show a magnet should also exert a force on a current carrying conductor. So here the materials required are one horseshoe magnet, an aluminum rod, a battery, a switch, and a connecting wire called as conductor. So all the equipments will be arranged as shown in this figure. If an aluminum rod is suspended horizontally as shown in this diagram, so in between these two poles of the horseshoe magnet, place an aluminum rod and try to pass the electric current. Suppose in first case, if we are passing the electric current in this direction, so as soon as if we pass the electric current, the aluminum rod gets displaced. Displacement in the sense a change of position of the rod, and reverse the direction of the current once again. So in second case, if you are reversing the direction of current, again the displacement of the rod will be taken place, but now this is in the opposite direction. So you can observe in this activity that if you are changing the direction of the current, the change of producing or inducing magnetic field also changes. Suppose whenever if the conductor is placed perpendicular to the magnetic field, so here we can see the production of magnetic field, and the conductor is placed perpendicular to the magnetic field, so whatever the force we will get, it is said to be a maximum. So keep in mind, this is very important. The force exerted will be maximum if the conductor is perpendicular to the direction of what? Magnetic field. So this is very important. By this activity we can prove that the change in magnetic field also exerts a force on a current carrying conductor. So after knowing this, the next very important rule, it is the Fleming's left hand rule. So for what purpose we are using this Fleming's left hand rule? So this is very simple. This rule is used to find out the direction of force of a current carrying conductor whenever it is kept in a magnetic field. So once again, the direction of force or the motion of a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field is given by Fleming's left hand rule. So the statement of this left hand thumb rule is very important. It states that, so for this you should hold your left hand. So we have to stretch our left hand such that as shown in this diagram. So stretch the thumb finger, the forefinger and the middle finger such that the angle between these two fingers must be equal to 90 degree, and the angles between these two fingers also equal to the 90 degree. So that means always the fingers must be placed, that means the main finger, the forefinger and the middle finger, they are always mutually perpendicular to each other. Then the main finger always shows the direction of the force, and the middle finger always shows the direction of the magnetic field, and the forefinger always shows the direction of the magnetic field, and the middle finger always shows the direction of the current. So this is very important rule. Try to keep in mind. For this you have to stretch your left hand such that the thumb finger, main finger, forefinger and the middle finger are always mutually perpendicular to each other, such that the forefinger always points the direction of the magnetic field, the middle finger points in the direction of current, and the thumb shows the direction of force of the conductor. So this is very important rule. You may come across this question in your examination also. So I hope you understood all the concepts whatever I taught today, and try to watch the video, understand the concept. If you are getting any doubts over this concept, make me a call or send your doubts through the WhatsApp, and try to answer the few questions whatever I am going to send through the WhatsApp without fail. Take care your health children. Thank you. Have a nice day. Jai Shri Gurudev.